Battlefield 2042 Season 7 confirmed. Stay tuned to hear the latest Season 7 news in this video, where you hear about the upcoming content DICE is releasing, and where I get roasted in the comment section. DICE have teased all of us by dropping this onto their official channels. The roadmap consists of a Season 6 extension, Archangel Directive event, and finally dropping 2 new maps in a reveal and launch in March. Let's dive into this big news and discuss whether or not this is going to add much value and save BF 2042, or whether this is going to add to the long list of disappointing content that BF 2042 has had in store for us for the last couple of years.
Failure!
First, before we talk about Season 7, I think it is important to discuss Battlefield 2042's recent 6-month history, which can be a decent indicator as to whether or not Season 7 will be a success. So before Season 6 dropped, DICE must have listened to the community, as players stated 2042 maps were too open, especially for the Call of Duty style gunplay and TTK, which means at any moment you can get beamed from anywhere on the map at any one time. Players in the community stated they wanted close quarter maps which are less open. This made sense as reducing the amount of angles you can get shot from and makes the game more enjoyable, meaning sweats won't be able to take advantage of using a Walther PPK as a sniper rifle. DICE delivered just that by dropping the map Redacted in addition to a failed game mode for Halloween, where the zombies were more like a scene off Shaun of the Dead than 28 days later.
There's a girl in the garden.
The emergency services have been overrun with calls.
In the garden, there is a girl.
But we won't talk about that. Moving on. For those who aren't familiar, Redacted is a close quarters map, which in contrast is the other end of the spectrum to the rest of the 2042 maps. This was a huge success for Season 6 at the time. Battlefield 2042's active player count rose to its all-time high. In fact, it was so popular that a couple of weeks after the initial launch of Season 6, when DICE removed Redacted from the home screen and added it into the normal map rotation, BF 2042's active player count plummeted, only for DICE to add Redacted onto the home screen for players to jump right back into. This gave DICE the evidence and feedback that the overall fan base prefer close quarter maps where you can't get shot from 18 different angles all at once. Onto the roadmap. January 30th, Season 6 extension. This feels more like a time filler to me than anything else. I'm not sure how DICE can call improved map rotations and limited time cosmetics a Season 6 extension, but that's just me. Archangel Directive event, February 20th. Archangel Directive was a mid-season event between July 11th and July 25th of last year. It featured a new limited time game mode called Control. Control is basically a giant game of hardpoint where you can earn points and buy vehicles with the points you've earned. Not to insult your intelligence, but I guess it's called Control because with the points you've earned, you can then purchase more vehicles than the enemy team, which allows you to control the objectives.
How stupid is shit?
Now on to the important news. Map reveal and launch, March 24. Seeing this photo of the map for the first time, it seems to be the case that DICE have continued to create the same style close quarters map as Redacted and pleasing its fan base. I really do hope this is the case and DICE don't take a step back by creating another awesome map like this. And this. I'm personally done with the days of wide open maps. It almost seems as though the developers were told that they need to showcase the capability of Battlefield 2042's engine by having enormous maps both horizontally and vertically. As many of us know, this has come at the expense of missing simple details such as map texture and overall quality of the landscape. All this to be said, I think we can be optimistic looking forward to Season 7. There has been speculation that DICE may reintroduce destructible buildings into Season 7. Personally, I can't see that being the case. If they've not incorporated this into the first 6 seasons already, why would they add it into the game now? It may be too little too late for this type of content, and I think adding new features into the game at this point would simply be diminishing returns for DICE. A collective effort from the developers for something on that scale would be better used for the next game in the Battlefield franchise. I do agree with the community that DICE need to reintroduce features of the previous Battlefields into the next game. I talk about this more in depth in my previous video, where I go into more detail around 7 features Battlefield 2042 is missing, and you can find the link to that video in the description below. Let me know your thoughts on this roadmap release from DICE, and if you're feeling optimistic about the upcoming Season 7. If you enjoyed the video, please help me out by giving the video a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you want already.